Hello, it's James from JRTBs. It is May the 15th, Monday, around noon. It's not quite 70, it's like 68 degrees. Just got home from work and I was planning on spending the afternoon checking all the bigger colonies for swarming, all the single deep boxes. I still have the queens from last year. With the single deeps. During swarm season, which we're right in the middle of right now, I need to check them every week and either make a split and pull the queen out or keep knocking down the swarm cells. And there's other things you could do, like, if there's full frames of honey in the deep, I'll pull them out of there and give them either some drawn comb, which I only have a few left, or new foundations, or if they have 2 or 3 full pollen frames, I'll definitely pull out a pollen frame and put in something for them to work on and give them some space. But this time of the year, honey flow is going and the bees want to go too. That's all they do is either make honey or swarm. That's how they reproduce. So I know I run all single deeps and that's how I started, so I don't know if a double deep would be better. It's definitely more frames you got to go through, and I would say if your colonies are strong, even if doesn't matter how many deeps or how many frames you have for the queen to lay in, if it's a good strong colony, they're going to want to swarm regardless of how much space they have. I just chose to go with all singles right from the start, and I researched for about 1.5 years before I got my first bees, and read a bunch of books front to back, and took a class with Dr. David Peck through Better Bee one winter. But anyway, I got home, and as soon as I get out of the truck, I could hear the roar, and so now I have this. So I'm coming down here to control swarming, and a few weeks ago I had some swarms, and it was the exact same tree, the exact same spot, but this one is twice the size. And I came down here really quick to try to figure out where they were coming from. I took a quick look. I do not see a queen walking around the outside. That's a big one. And what I'm thinking, all the hives look normal activity, except number 8. And if you can see on the ground there's a couple little balls of bees. There's bees all over the front. And now there's very little activity. I'm sure it came out of number 8, but what's really messed up is I took that queen out of there and made a split with her, and that's the queen that I put in on top of the spicy hive number 12. So even plans to control swarming and take the queen out, I looked back at my notes, I left 1 capped queen cell in there. So there had to be another cell somewhere. I don't know. If there was no other way, unless they made a whole bunch more cells, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they came out of number 8, and that was after I already pulled the queen out. So even good plans don't work. And if they want to swarm, they are going to swarm. So now I need to go through six colonies this afternoon. I still have the original queen from last year in them. And they're all very big, and I just gotta figure it out as I go. If I have time at the end of the day, I'll take a look in there. But you can see the balls of bees down there. and there was a big beard on the outside. When I came down here, they were already done leaving, but I could just kind of tell by the aftermath there that it was them that swarmed. I mean, it was big, and that's why I took the queen out. And there was queen cells, so I thought I had it under control, but apparently not. But what I need to find in this colony right now is one open brood frame, and I already got the box and ladder set up. I'm just going to push them up once I get that brood frame in there. And last time, by the end of the day, they were all in there. I'm going to try that again because I can't shake them off, and I don't have time to deal with them. I got to take a look at all these other colonies this afternoon. So, but I originally wanted to make a video on just my typical swarm prevention inspection. That's apparently not working. So we're going to go through this colony. That's pretty big. Last time I checked, there was 7 queen cells in here. Smoker's kind of half lit. There it is. And I already have a video on that swarm from a couple weeks ago. It's in the exact same spot, so I wasn't going to make another swarm video. So I'm going to take you through here and show you what I find. I might have to relight my smoker. Yeah, there's a lot of bees. I got 3 supers on this colony. They're pretty full. So I'll take all these supers right off. Wow. That one is at least 35 pounds. This is the newer super that I put on. I can see down in there, they're just starting to draw it out. This was all new foundations. Get that one off. Muffin not working too good today. This was a homemade super. The box anyway, I made. Oh, yeah, there's no weight in that one. They're just starting to draw that out. It's more on there just to give them space. Yeah, give me 1 second. I want to relight this. Okay, got the smoker relit. A little windy today. Still a little cool. They're kind of slow. Oh. That super is very full too, at least 35 pounds. I think when they're full, they're around 45 pounds maybe. Get the queen excluder off. Alright, make sure you can see. Okay. Now since I run singles, this whole bottom is the only place I have to worry about looking for queen cells. Let's see what they're doing. First frame's always the toughest to get out. I just go super slow. Sometimes you find a queen on here. Nectar and pollen. That's all nectar and pollen. Set that off to the side. A lot of bees in here. Wow, smoker is just not working good today. Yeah, let me go grab the lighter. Sometimes it just doesn't want to light. Okay. I got it lit this time. Yep, if I can get the top on. Alright. Watch out, girls. It's a very light frame. Brood. Eggs. I'm looking for the queen. I'm also looking for any swarm cells. There's a cup on the bottom I see. There's a lot of bees there. Let me check that cup. See if there's anything in it. Nope, that one's empty. So now that I see eggs, we know we have a queen. And I didn't see them on this side. But there's some queen cells. One's capped and one is open. So, and there's eggs right next to it. So I know she was in here 3 days ago, and by looking at that box, this one did not swarm. So now, when I find stuff like that, with the, it's a good queen cell, I just leave it. Use my marker. I'll just put a C for cell so I can go back to it if I need to. I only have 2 nukes left right now that I can make splits with. But I guess apparently sometimes it just doesn't work. Make splits, there's more queen cells. So I would say this colony, they might be ready to swarm today. If not today, probably tomorrow. I mean, look at that. Look at that huge queen cell. So seeing this, there's 2 more queen cells. There's another queen cell on this side, and they're all capped. Usually once they cap them, they go normally. But you can see all these bees. So I need to find that queen and get her out of here. It's going to be about the only thing I can do. Now they're really going. I was just in this colony 7 days ago, last Monday, and they had cells, but none of them were capped. So in 7 days, they capped those cells. It's amazing. I mean, they must be making those out of 3, 4, 5 day old larvae. It's just sometimes the math doesn't add up to me. All right, there's the queen, yellow dot, right up in that top corner. So I caught her before she swarmed. So I'm going to catch her in this clip here. Alright, so now that I got the queen, I'm going to have to do a split. This is a good frame to take. There's only one queen cell on this one. You can see it right here. And there's actually nothing in it. So this is a good frame to take. So I'm going to go grab a nuke box, and we're going to have to get the queen out. Sorry for all these long videos. Okay, I got a nuke box set up. So I'm going to take this frame. We'll double check again. You don't want to transfer any frames with queen cells on them, that's for sure. And I'll try this again with this colony. Didn't work with number 8. Okay, so I want to get one more. I want to get one more good frame of capped brood for that split, and I know there's queen cells on those first 2 frames. I mean, this hive is just packed. And they've already got 2 supers full of honey. I'm pretty much out of supers too. You can always add supers to make room, but sometimes it doesn't work. So this is all capped brood, some young larvae. I think there's one queen, couple queen cells at the bottom. See if there's anything in there. Yeah, there's an egg in that one. I mean, there we're ready to go. And I might find this in the next 5. But I only have 2 nukes, so I don't know. gets a little sketchy sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna transfer. Oh, there's another queen cell. It's crazy, there's a lot. Alright, this one looks clean now. Nope, there's another cup. Let's see. Nothing in that one. Alright. So now, let's go put the queen into the new box. See if she'll walk out. There she goes. So she's down in there now. And what I'm going to do is, I don't want to shake any queen cells because now I need a queen cell for this colony to make a new queen. So I want to shake at least one frame of bees off, maybe 2 frames of bees into that new split. Watch out, girls. There is a lot of bees in here. It's all capped brood. Capped brood. I'm gonna go shake this one off. And then when you shake them, look what appears. More queen cells. Now that the hive's queenless, I want to go through and take out all the queen cells except for 1 or 2, but that's what I did. Oh, the smoker is not working today. That's what I did with colony number 8, and apparently it didn't work. They swarmed. What I think might happen, I don't know, maybe someone else knows better. I mean, you leave a queen cell, and you would think the girls would be happy with the queen cell and just, raise the queen. And I think what happens is all of a sudden they're queenless, and maybe they just go crazy and make emergency cells. That's what I'm assuming that they do. And then you got all these emergency cells, and then that first queen cell that you left them hatches, and they take off. It's all drone there in the corner. That's what I'm assuming. So maybe I need to start coming back into these colonies. I usually mark the frame that has the queen cell that I leave on it. And maybe you need to come back in maybe 5 days later and check for emergency cells. Look at that cell. That looks like a beauty. I think that is probably one I'm going to leave. There's another one here on this side. It's not capped yet. There was definitely a larva in there. Some weird drone stuff there. So that's a nice cell to me. So I'm going to write cell on that one. Make sure you guys can still see. Only 2 frames left. There's a lot of bees in here. They're very quiet. Good colony. Oh, I still need an open brood frame for that swarm. Forgot about the swarm. This one's got eggs. This one's got eggs and capped brood. Capped brood. Don't see any cells. I'm gonna go shake one more into that split. Okay, that split is good to go. Let me check one more frame here. Ciao, girls. This is a pollen frame. It's all pollen. Just want to clean up this edge a little bit. Take the wax off. We'll leave that pollen in there. And then start moving the brood back over. Ciao, girls. I still need an open brood for that swarm. It's all capped. So also double checking my eyes for more cells. That one's clean. So they're just starting to get loud now because they probably just realized that their queen is gone. This one has some open larvae on it. I'm going to shake this one off. Get most of the bees off. Now they're not too happy. That'll be my frame for the swarm over there. So I'm really knocking this colony down a lot. So I took 2 frames out for the split, and now I've taken another 2, or another 1 for the swarm. So this one's got all the cells on it. So I've got my 1 good cell there. So these cells are not capped yet. So I'm going to get rid of these that aren't capped. This one is really, really long. I don't know, that looks way longer than normal. So I'm going to get rid of that one, but let's open it up and see. So that's all just empty. And there's the larva up there. Check the other side. Just one here that's capped. And I feel more comfortable leaving two, just in case one of them is a dud. So we're going to leave that one. I have a C on it, but I'm going to write, that's a C from the last time maybe. I'm going to write sell on that one. I'm crossing that one out. I'm going to get rid of all the cells that are on here. This is a lot of work. I know I saw some there somewhere. I'm going to shake these off so I can see. Yeah, they're right there in the middle. This one's not capped yet. This one is capped. Still larvae in there. It's all eggs. So now they can make as many emergency cells as they want out of all those eggs. So I'm gonna make a note and come back into this hive. So now we got 2 cells. Watch out, girls. I'm gonna push all this brood to the center. Sorry, girls. And I'll leave that pollen on the outside. This is the pollen and honey. We'll put this on the other side. Now I gotta go get some frames. This is another pollen frame with eggs on it. Actually, that's a brood frame. Sorry, not a pollen frame. Here's 2 frames that I took out of that nuke. Lots of bees in here. I like to put a 23 for the year on the new frames. Let me go grab one more new frame. Just an old crappy frame. It was an old pollen frame. See what they can do with it. Yeah, they're not happy now. No queen. Yeah, so now I am going to come back in here 5 days from now, 5 or 6 days. I guess it could be longer. There's eggs in here, fresh eggs, and I think they could probably keep making emergency cells for 7 or 8 days, I think. All the honey back on. They're heavy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the empty one on first. So it's closer, make it work on it. I'm just going to put the queen excluder back on. Now this one's new foundation that they're working on. Watch out, ladies. This one's close to 30 pounds, so I'm just reversing pretty much all of them. I'm going to put the fullest heavy one on the top. Oh yeah, this one is just about full. Getting high and heavy. Alright. Well, hopefully I don't have this problem with the next 5. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a whole lot of frames left or boxes. Basically, that's what I got to do. I bet you they would have swarmed the next day. Not today. Some of these other colonies could actually swarm while I'm here working. It's crazy. Alright. So here's that open larva frame. Let's go check that swarm out. Yeah, this time of season, the heavy nectar flow, and if you have strong colonies, it's really hard to keep them where you want them. All right, box right here. Bees already going in it. Deja vu all over again. Just did this the other week ago. Get the ladder a little closer. It's not windy today, so hopefully it won't blow everything off. Get up on top to close off the top a little. Seems pretty stable there. I got clips if I find the queen. Look at that, they already started drawing comb or something right there. You see that? What is that? Oh, it's a leaf. Huh. It's just a dead leaf. You see them just going in? I think that the open brood is the trick, I think. Plus there's a frame of honey in there and a frame of pollen and 2 empty frames. Alright, yeah, they're definitely going in. So I'm just going to leave them be. Like I said, I got to go through some more colonies. See if there's a queen on this side. This is definitely a bigger swarm than the last one, and the last one I put in a 5-frame nuke. We looked at it the other day, and that box is full, and I had to put a second up on top. And this one looks bigger. But if this did come out of number 8, it's definitely not a marked queen, it's a virgin queen. So she's going to be hard to spot with all those bees. There's the new split with that queen number 4. And that's got queen number 10 in it. That one's got, I think, queen number 2 in it. And that was queen number 8 I put into that spicy hive. And it didn't work. They swarmed. So hopefully you guys are having better luck than me. And if you have any tips, or if you think it's a good idea to go back in after 6-7 days, now that I know where those capped cells are, I have them marked, I can go in and knock all the emergency cells. They must just make a whole bunch of emergency cells, and then when something hatches out, they swarm. That's all I could figure. And everything you see on YouTube on splitting with the queen, I've never heard anyone say that you had to go back. You just leave. I mean, most of the time they say leave them alone for a month and let them make a new queen, but not if they're going to end up on the trees like that. You got to go in and do something. I mean, the whole point of making the split is so that they don't swarm. Because now number 8, there's 2 supers on there. They're probably already full of honey, but they won't make much more honey if all those bees there came out of that colony. There's probably not much left. So yeah, tell me if you have a better idea. But now I've got to go through another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more colonies like the one I just did, and we'll see what happens. I only have 1 more nuke. Alright, just wanted to give you an update on how things are going here. It is a beautiful day, at least. Alright, good luck with your bees and your swarms, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.